think, in the past decade.
Yeah. Hey, we're live on YouTube as well.
Sorry, guys, the Paddington review was Twitch exclusive.
Yeah, we were live on Twitch for about 2 minutes, and here's what you missed. You missed Brandon's Paddington review. You missed Brandon twerking live.
Yeah,
and you missed probably a bunch of conversations that we didn't even know we were live on.
Yeah, that's fair.
So hello, everyone. Welcome to ETC Live.
Live and uncut.
Live and uncut, unrated. The MPAA has not
Unrated.
touched this show.
Who knows what you're going to see when you buy the unrated version?
I mean, he might be twerking again in moments.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Get paid by the twerk.
you would be broke. You'd be immediately broke. Just twerking on the side of the road. Hollywood Boulevard, will twerk for cash.
It's too real.
Right there next to the guy spinning the ball on his finger.
And he's getting more money than me. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah. Well, you spin your balls, he spins his. We'll see how the economy plays out. Apparently, YouTube only has sound. Maybe restart Rathburn. Anyways, how's it going, everyone? Did you have a good weekend, Brandon?
I did.
Yeah? What'd you do?
did. What did I do? So yesterday I tried to sprint through Uncharted 4 because I need to beat it for something I'm working on.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of Uncharted 4. And then at night I played board games with friends.
Oh, what board?
Secret Hitler and Donner Party.
What's Donner Party?
What's Donner Party?
Donner Party is another deduction game. So everybody gets rolls. I mean, it's like Secret Hitler-esque.
Yeah.
Y'all should actually check it out.
Yeah.
Except you're trying to find the cannibals, and if you don't have enough, every night you're trying to get enough food. Everybody submits food, but some people submit poison or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if you don't have enough food, you have to vote on someone to eat.
I love this.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
This is
Yeah.
great.
Try that.
Yes.
Donner Party, look it up. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Me and Elliot did a little trip, clear the minds.
Carving up
Yeah.
the slopes.
So yeah, we went snowboarding, and Elliot skis because he's an old man.
It's just better.
We went to Mammoth, which was about 68 degrees on the slopes.
Yeah, not
very
cold.
uncomfortable.
Not cold at all.
It was basically ice that we were skiing down, and
Anybody die? Any
no,
injuries?
no injuries. And I actually stopped a bit earlier than I usually would because I was like, I am uninjured right now. This is the perfect time to leave. Also, I was very
I ate
hungover.
shit pretty bad towards the end of the day, and that's when I decided to call it.
Yeah.
But it's because I was feeling daring.
Yeah.
And I saw a little path that went off the path, and I was like, well, it's not closed.
Yeah.
It's probably just one of those like cool trails. And I go down it, and the farther I get, the more I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And then I reached a point where no one had been there, and there was about like 1.5 feet of collapsible snow.
Oh, yeah.
And I just like hit it, and it was like my legs just dipped into the ground, and then I went flying, and then I had to like try to crawl up the hill and grab my skis, and I like use my poles to try to get it.
What
I'm,
if you had
trying to put my
died
ski
there?
back on? Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like it was scary. It was like if I had injured myself, like no one's around.
Yeah. Theo Barr, $5. Thank you very much, Theo. Baby boy Brandon in the house. Hey, Chaos 5338, $2. Much love for ETC. We still miss you, Brandon.
Thank you.
We
I
miss you
appreciate
every
that.
day.
I miss y'all as well. I miss the ETC community.
Yeah.
How's unemployment?
It's amazing.
Fun employment?
It's great. I watch Overwatch all day,
Oh, good.
and then
It's a great time to watch Overwatch.
Yeah.
Actually, it's fantastic to like have on in the background. Like, just put it on, and you're like, I know I have 7 hours that I can just have this on the TV and passively watch.
Why don't
it.
you go just
It's
line
awesome.
up down the street, see it?
I do need to
IRL.
go live.
Yeah.
That costs money. I'm not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
we can figure it out.
No, I know.
No, it was funny to speak on that really quick because that is something that I did over the weekend was watch the Stage 1 finals, which were, it was
were
actually
really
like
good.
one of the most, and I hate saying this, one of the best like sports things I've watched in a long time. But first of all, there was an incredible diss the night that the Valiant played Shanghai Dragons. One of the commentators, because Shanghai is
Was it
notoriously
Malik?
terrible. No. But I did congratulate him on getting that gig.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, we all know, as Game of Thrones fans, we all know that you have to wait at least 4 seasons to have the dragons be significant.
Oh.
And it was like, what?
Oh.
But yes, so it was crazy because the Valiant had to beat Shanghai every single map, not lose one, in order to still be in the
Contention,
for finals. They did it. They were still in.
Oh.
The next day, it was Optic was up against, I forget who it was. It was Houston Outlaws versus someone else. And they had to literally win like 3-1. And they got to the point where they were about to win 3-1, and then they ended up like winning the other. It was very weird. Like the first person won one match, and then they ended up winning like 4 or something. It was some kind of weird thing where it was like, all right, they're out. then basically the final match was the London Spitfire versus New York Excelsior, and New York won the first 2 matches, and you're like, oh, this is over with. London came back, won every single match, and won $125,000. It's actually pure entertainment.
The matches have been really good, and now I'm interested to see. Like, I'm so into the Overwatch League now. I'm like, all right, who's gonna pick up who in the off season?
Well, the Shanghai Dragons picked up their first female pro,
who's a fantastic.
Who's apparently
Zarya
so
player.
good that people thought she was cheating.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
There's no way she's as good.
Neutral President, $5. Are Brandon and Chloe no longer with Machinima?
Yeah, I mean that's complicated to exactly say, but yeah, like I guarantee we'll like be back to do things here and there. But
It's
as
a
far
revolving
as us,
door
yeah,
around here.
Yeah, I mean we'll do stuff with them absolutely, but as far as the day in day out, yeah, we've shifted direction and aren't here like every day.
But you're here right now.
I'm here right now. Yes.
Chloe's, I keep getting notifications that
Yeah,
she's,
so Chloe streams on her Facebook channel.
She doesn't show their
Facebook.com.
dad.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah?
does.
Or her dad plays video games.
Yeah, she's like, cause like Facebook got a bunch of influencers to like sign on to do the first push for their.
That's at
gaming
Chloe
thing.
Skydart.
Yeah,
Facebook.
so now like she streams at weird times. Like
She
in the middle of the
finally
day.
locked her schedule down.
So I was like, what the
It's
fuck?
like Tuesday, Wednesday,
I'm
10
eating
to
breakfast
12.
and Chloe's streaming
Yeah,
on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I actually might go and like once a week go and play with her at some point as well. So
I think that might be also because I think they're scheduling people so they can promote
Yeah,
the streams.
they
and
want
there's
to
no
have
competition.
just like something
Yeah,
going
that
on.
makes sense.
Kuya Paul, $2. Favorite Winter Olympic event if you guys watch. That's what we're getting into now, the Winter Olympics. Elliot, you can answer that question because apparently you were hooked on something this weekend.
Well, all I saw, I only watched 2 events, and it was just because I was at a bar that happened to be showing them. And the 2 events were, the first one, I can never remember the name of it, but it's the one where you you do cross-country skiing, you work your ass off, you ski to a shooting range, and then you have to load and operate a gun while your heart's
That's
beating
amazing.
like 180 BPMs, and then you have to hit 5 targets, and then you have to put that thing back on your back and ski. And I was watching that, and that was like fucking fascinating. I was like, I was like, I don't know how they're even like operating a gun right now.
Yeah.
But then after that was curling. I watched Norway versus Canada, and it was like, everyone talks shit on curling. It was fucking exciting. It's like basically shuffleboard on ice, and like there was this one point where Canada did this move, just like fucking great move where they barely their puck or whatever, like they barely
it's a
missed.
giant stone.
Yeah, the stone, it barely missed one of their own things. The guy had to like hop over because you're not allowed to touch anything. So he was like real nimble and managed to just like perfectly hit one of Norway's stones in a way where it knocked all of Norway's stones out of the circle.
It's enthralling.
Yeah, it was
Fuck
just like
Norway.
the whole bar was like, oh!
Yeah. Now that's a real reverse sweep.
Yeah, that's why you're here. Can you mimic what it looks like to sweep the stone?
Yeah.
Just okay. Wait, hold on, let me move the laptop so everyone can. All right, if you want to make an animated GIF out of this, that's up to you. No, the angle's bad. You're hitting Elliot. You're not hitting the ice. Deeper. No, you're gripping it wrong. You have to grip it the opposite way.
Now watch the ceiling.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, we got that. There we go.
There you go.
Sage Wicker, $5. Graveyard shift sucks, but knowing I get off in time to watch you guys live makes my day. Gonna crash after this, but I'm glad I'm here. Love you guys. Love you, Sage. Also,
Thanks, Sage.
Debbie Das. What is it? Norwegian
Norwegian Kroners. Sorry about the loss. To Canada.
Me and my brother love the show. Could you plug Instagram? If you want to put your Instagram in the chat, that's fine. Everyone go follow that person. So the funniest thing that kicked everything off was there was and this is what the thumbnail is, just because it's a fun thing to do, a Kim Jong-un impersonator and a Donald Trump impersonator became best friends and showed up at the Winter Olympics
They
opening.
kept getting kicked out.
Yeah, they kept getting kicked out for no reason.
Well, it's because the IOC, the International Olympic Commission, are a bunch of tight asses, and they're just like one step below FIFA in terms of just like projecting an image of wholesomeness while also being
Kind of
shitty and like controlling of every aspect. Like they want to control everything, they don't want any products or anything in there that they're not getting money from.
Yeah.
So this fucking spectacle of 2 very convincing impersonators. They didn't
were
want that.
constantly escorted away. Fake Kim admitted that he and the Trump substitute, had failed to get close enough to interact with the athletes, including the 2 Koreas who marched together behind the blue and white unification flag. They were also not able to get close to the VIP area, where U.S. Vice President Mike Pence and the real Kim's sister, Kim Yo Jong, were in attendance.
Yeah, they were walking around Pyeongchang though, and the locals, they were loving it. They were like trying to get pictures of them.
Yeah, it was also a very weird thing because it is a very nice thing to see. They're saying that the audio is a little low, by the way. It was very nice to see the unification flag and everyone marching together, but also like,
the fucking American media is falling for
it's like
North Korean
romanticizing
shit so like hook, line, and sinker. It's fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Pull your head out of your ass. Kim Jong-un's sister is a fucking murderer. She operates the propaganda department of the regime. She's not just like, oh, Kim's cute sister. Like, she's a fucking monster.
Wasn't there that old guy that was like super pumped to be there too?
Oh, I don't know.
There's probably a lot of old people that are really excited
but
to
it
get
was
the
like
Olympics.
one of the Jong-uns or whatever was like super
Racist?
Well, no, whatever. But he was like super excited. Like he's this old man that's like doesn't care and is just like pumped to be at the Olympics.
Yeah.
I thought it was nice, but he's also from North Korea. So who knows
The
what's going
opening
on.
ceremony was, I thought, incredible. I'd love to talk
drones.
about the drones because
Okay.
I was convinced that was CGI. Did you see the opening ceremony?
I didn't. I saw.
It was ridiculous. There's like 10,000 drones that were basically operating as three-dimensional pixels and like forming different objects in the sky.
Yeah, Obama to be all over that. He's like, oh,
He loves
more drone
drones.
strikes.
Where's the missiles?
Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff where I was like, that was probably pre-produced, and I totally, the drone shot was probably pre-produced. It probably wasn't live. I'm not entirely sure, but it was actually drones, and that is impressive.
That's crazy. Yeah.
How'd he do that?
What did you like? Did you watch the entire opening ceremony?
No, I've barely seen any of it. How much longer is it? Like another week? I need to watch more. What sucks though,
Yeah.
NBC they always fuck this whole thing up. They fuck up every event they get. But apparently this year they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna be able to stream the whole thing on the website. But if you do, not only do you get random ads, not during ad breaks, but like in the middle of fucking events,
Yeah.
but you get just the same one ad over and over and over again.
How do they do that? I don't understand. Like, you think they
I think
would have
it's just like
figured
a
it out,
setup
but-
thing where it's like every 20 minutes play an ad or 15 minutes
No,
play an ad.
it's like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just the same fucking ad over and over and over again.
What I did see of the actual opening event was the commissioner doing a big speech, and his whole speech was like, "The Olympics are amazing, unless you dope." And he was just like, he was like this whole time. He was like, "It's great if it's fair."
And he just looked directly at the
Yeah,
Russian
yeah.
delegation.
Hey, I know you guys are trying to go fast, but let's not be Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
So the one of the
and then he waited for the laughs.
one of the first things that NBC did, so Candy and Violence just mentioned it, that they did was the entrance for the United States team, the team competing there, was actually only 62 seconds long, their entrance and coverage of actually
Right,
being
because they're one of like 108 countries.
Yes, it takes a very long time. So the U.S., their entrance was 62 seconds. NBC stretched it into 7 minutes as they looped different camera angles, different shots, because this is all, as we were saying, a post-production thing done by NBC, and they fuck it up every single time. If you are subscribed to this, aside from them stretching this into 7 minutes, which is insane, and then probably stretching that naked greased up guy from Tonga into another 5 minutes, which, by the way, he was back.
Oh, yeah?
He was such a hit that he came back to the Winter Olympics still greased up and topless.
And it was cold too.
Yeah.
He must have been freezing his nips off.
Yeah. If they weren't covered in oil, they would have been just piercing
Yeah.
everyone in the face. So that was hilarious. But when it comes to NBC's coverage in general, it's always strange because they play it on a tape delay. And we've had this problem with award shows before, but finally award shows are getting the idea that, hey, the internet exists,
Yeah.
and people are talking about the winners and the crazy moments and posting videos and GIFs before anyone on the West Coast is allowed to see it. This is different because it's in a completely different part of the world.
Yeah.
When they did it last time for the Summer Games, it didn't need to be tape delayed.
it
It
was
was
in
in
Brazil.
Brazil, so it was accurate with a lot of America, like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
a couple hours behind, but still they hold everything for prime time.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense. So if you have any news alert apps on your phone at all,
Oh, you just find out.
or if you go on Twitter at all,
America wins.
on the trending topics, you know exactly who's won before you even watch it. Like, I didn't even get a chance to watch that 17-year-old kid that won the snowboarding competition. I didn't get to see that before I already knew and had seen GIFs on Reddit. By the way, that man defies physics.
Yeah.
It was.
I haven't seen it.
It was like his last trick that he does is just like, I can't even in my brain figure out what angle and rotation he did to achieve that. It was like basically spinning and flipping and spinning
Was
and
it
flipping.
a world record move?
I don't think so. But yeah, and then like, stretches his arms out to land perfectly, like slows his momentum down in the air. One of the things that was actually new, or it was the third time it ever happened in the Olympics, was the woman landed a triple axel in the Olympics.
Yeah, I think like Lindsey
yeah.
Vonn did that first time like 10 years ago. I was surprised to see that Shaun White is still an Olympian. The man's like got to be pushing like 45.
No, Shaun White, he's younger than me.
What?
Shaun White,
Really?
yeah, he's got to be
How
like
old is he?
29.
Really?
I
We'll
bet
figure
he's
it
in
out
his
live.
early 30s.
Shaun White, age 31.
Yeah.
31.
I thought he was way older than that.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him. I guess he's been competing since he was like 16, so it just feels longer.
The women's snowboarding freestyle, I saw that. That was incredible, and they were dealing with wind, which was heavily noticeable. They had people on radios at the top and bottom being like, okay, now's your clearance time to go. And one of the women actually was going for like a double trick and had to like stop herself in air because she was getting blown sideways and like ruined her run.
Oof.
Mr. Bubbles, 50 kroner. Hey guys, wanted your opinion on Casey YouTube interview that went down today. Much love from Sweden. Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't know what
Casey Neistat, is that what you're talking about? Haven't seen it.
Don't know.
Chessie a Trick, $10. I can finally tune in live again. If you guys have seen the first season, how optimistic are you about season 2 of Altered Carbon? Keep up the good work, guys. I will say this. I've heard such mixed reviews on it that I've withheld watching it for now.
I heard there's a lot of nudity.
I've been waiting on it. Netflix really wants me to watch it, though.
Yeah.
When I finish watching any standalone movie or anything, they're like, all right, you got 5 seconds, and let's get into Altered Carbon, baby.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, no. No.
I'm
not ready to binge fucking entire series.
I'm saving it for a binge watch because what I've heard is that if you watch it episode by episode, you will very quickly lose interest because it is very, since it's the first season as well, it's very heavy on character building and not so much on potential action. But from people that I've talked to that have seen it, they're excited for season 2 because with the character building out of the way, they can get into certain things.
It's kind of like Westworld season 1, where everything felt like a setup for that finale.
Yeah, I'm excited for Westworld season 2.
Westworld season 1, I did start losing interest halfway through because I'm like, I've seen the crazy shit, the world building and stuff, and now like when they're getting into like.
It got a little up its own ass.
Yeah, it's very like heady. Like, hey, can you figure out what's going on?
We're not gonna tell you. I think you're writing around in circles, but I do want to watch Altered Carbon. I've seen. I think Netflix fucked over Altered Carbon because isn't Altered Carbon considered like the most expensive first season of television ever made?
I thought that was The Get Down, which they canceled.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully they don't do it this way. But like, if you think about it, they release Altered Carbon. It's like a big push, big expensive push, and then immediately the next day they're like, Cloverfield, blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah.
So they almost like overshadowed their own big IP.
They're doing really good with that like retro synthwave Blade Runner like kind of.
It's very hot right now.
Yeah, Mute is coming out soon. We might be getting Duncan Jones in to talk about Mute. I just got the screener for it, so I have to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you the login for that.
Yeah.
Please do. That comes out the 23rd.
We have to do a huge shout out to DJ229 who dropped 50
Wow.
American dollars on the
Thank
stream.
you.
Thank you very, very much. Exo Flow, snowboarders are undercover physics majors. Thank you, Exo Flow, for the $10. Nixan, 25. $2. Summer Olympics or Winter Olympics? They both have their exciting things.
Yeah, I think winter actually for me.
Winter's more, I feel, personal to the competitors.
Well, it's a lot more solo sports.
Yeah.
Or like duos.
Yeah. Whereas the Summer Olympics, you have soccer/football, you have basketball. There are a lot of solo things too. But like, I feel like you root for teams.
Swimming.
More. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the winter sports are just so like obscure. It's just shit I would never.
Well, and
watch.
I think those, in a lot of ways, are more impressive because of the, like, I mean, just physics. Yeah. Like the downhill skiing, the big jump, like all that stuff is crazy. Like obviously curling is a bit funny to watch, but it is obviously intricate.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a lot more risky stuff, I think, in Winter Olympics, and I do like that they keep introducing new things. Like snowboarding didn't exist in the Winter Olympics like 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
So it's good to see them moving forward with that.
Like gymnastics in the Summer Olympics is pretty fucking great though.
Yeah, I feel like this year's movie season has prepared me for the Winter Olympics. a lot,
Yeah.
because Molly's Game and I, Tonya, just like really,
yeah.
really getting you prepped.
Neither of which I've seen yet.
You should watch them. They're both
know,
good.
I know.
I, Tonya is really good. Molly's Game also good, but you could tell that it's a first-time director.
So this was, to get back to the opening ceremony, one of the, I guess, funny things, although I can't imagine for South Korea it was very funny, was there was a comedian there was this giant thing that they had to take the torch up to light it, and it was like a giant slide, but it went and there were stairs, which I got exhausted watching. These two, I think it was a North Korean and South Korean were holding the torch and running up these stairs, and it was like, the staircase is huge. It's the whole side of the thing, and I was just like, oh no, this is. And then I remembered that they were Olympians, so that was probably fun.
Yeah, they were probably running
okay.
up and down stairs for weeks.
So there was a comedian that was there. I believe he was a Korean comedian, and he slid down the slide into the opening ceremony. And while this old man was doing this very traditional song from Korea, like standing there in the full garb, he ran up to him and was like, "Woo!" Like standing right next to this guy who's like giving the most profound musical number for the entire country in front of the entire country and world, and he's like, "Woo!" And he kept running around. He was like dressed as one of the people that were on the stage. So he had like the red jackets on and everything like that, and he just kept popping into things before they finally like dragged him out.
What would be? So he wasn't supposed to do that?
No.
What was he supposed
Was
to
he
do?
wasted?
He was just trying. It was like one of those. What's the guy's name? The Russian YouTube prankster?
Oh, my
Vitali?
God. Oh, so
it
he
was a
wasn't
thing
even-
like that. No,
He wasn't supposed to be there?
No.
So this would be like if Sam Pepper showed up at the London opening ceremony and danced around Susan Boyle.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put this in my own perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did he get on the field?
Was Psy there?
Yeah.
The
You know, I don't
Korean
know.
star?
He might have been in the audience.
Yeah, not enough K-pop.
Yeah, I feel like
in
because
that.
K-pop's having a moment right now.
Yeah.
They did have a K-pop star doing. They had some of the biggest names in music. It was a rock performer, an opera performer, and I think 2 K-pop stars that did "Imagine" by John Lennon during the ceremony. Yeah, it was. But yeah, the guy ran on the thing, and he's just like, here. I'll show you guys. If you can find it online, we can't show it here, but like, here's the video of him like going up to the poor old man who's just like having his moment.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Cool hat though.
Yeah, it was a cool hat.
Davy Das G20 Norwegian kroners also wanted to ask about moped culture in the U.S.
It's not. I don't. It exists within hipster communities.
Yeah, I mean I
haven't seen a lot of mopeds in LA.
I would love to
gotta
own
say.
a Vespa, but you'd have to kind of live in a place where it makes sense. Like I feel like if you lived in Manhattan, it'd be pretty useful.
Yeah.
Yes.
L.A. not so much.
Maybe Venice, if you're like always in Venice.
Yeah, it's also extremely dangerous because you're basically put into the same situation. Oh, really quick, Gamer Orgaz or Ogaz, $5. Just a little love for the cookie jar. Thank you very much. Also, big shout out to our people watching on Twitch: Kusea, Boolanger, Big Chav, Carl Langus, Poddington, Luke Garvey, and I think I saw Gamut Jones in there earlier. Thank you for watching on Twitch as well.
Carl Angus.
The problem is you have the same risks involved as riding a motorcycle, where you have basically no protection outside of a
But you
helmet.
don't have the speed to get out of the way.
You
of
don't
shit.
have the speed to. One of the things they teach you when you're learning to ride a motorcycle, and one of the things that comes instinctually, is always keeping a line of escape open.
Yeah.
And you cannot escape on a moped.
No.
So it's all of the risk with also looking kind of lame.
Yeah, it's just a tiny car with 2 wheels.
Ben Wilson, $20. Thank
Wow.
you very much, Ben Wilson.
Woo!
You're now a producer of the show. Longtime watcher, first-time donor. Keep up the quality content. So going back to NBC's flubbed coverage, outside of just like airing it whenever they want, however they want, which is weird.
Yeah.
And would be great if they were just playing it all the time, because like literally,
Yeah.
what are they doing during the day?
Well, like
Yeah,
in this
soap
day and age,
operas.
in this fucking day and age, they should have a fucking app on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon. Like they should have made an app months ago called NBC's Winter Olympics, and you can watch it. Your grandpa can watch it on NBC on terrestrial television on the scheduled time. But if you want to watch it live, you get the app. You pay, I don't know, $5.
Yeah, for the whole coverage.
Live coverage, DVR
and then
shit.
hire someone to just go push a button to make ads go. He's like, all right, there's a break, push button, ads go. Then you're still monetizing off that.
Yeah, they should have done. It frustrates me to no end that the major TV companies are still just like not getting that
the internet exists.
NBC's
half the
always
fucking
been terrible
population
about that.
like no longer watches fucking TV.
Yeah.
Like they're going out of their way in this case to do
watch
so.
it, yeah.
But
and
like,
that's what I like
don't
about
want
the
to.
Olympics is like 90% of the time I don't really care too much about it, but I like the fact that it is a worldwide cultural event that people can
it's
talk
meant
about
to
and
bring the
enjoy.
world together.
Yeah.
And if you're watching it at a completely different time as the rest of the world, it's not really accomplishing that as well.
Speaking of the opposite of bringing the world together, NBC already had to fire one of their commentators.
Nice.
Oh, I can't imagine
Love
why.
it.
So I'll read the story here. NBC was forced to fire one of its Olympic analysts after he inexplicably said Koreans are grateful for Japan's role in their economic development, while ignoring the one-time imperial power's brutalization of the peninsula. The Peacock Network was left red-faced by weird comments of corporate bigwig Joshua Ramo, whom 30 Rock worked as a commentator for coverage during the opening ceremonies. Japan ruled Korea with an iron fist from 1910 to 1945 in a bloody occupation that still strikes a raw nerve. Every Korean will tell you that Japan is a cultural, technological, and economic example that has been so important to their own transformation, said Ramo, who still sits on the board of Starbucks and FedEx while working as co-CEO of former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger's consulting
Why
firm.
was this
Why
guy
is
on
he
camera?
commenting?
He's not fucking talent. He's a stooge.
Maybe he's from CNBC.
Well, yeah.
They
That
should
was,
get Jim Kramer out there.
that was a
Did
really
you see that backflip? Brr, 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 brr.
This is Oh God, yeah. This is like you gotta understand the geopolitics, especially in East Asia, very complicated.
Yeah.
Lots of centuries-old, millennia-old tensions there that you do not want to. Just don't even address it.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything. There's been some bad shit. Yeah, it's like
There's so many
What did
things-
Donald Trump say when he visited? He's like, not a lot of people know this, but Korea actually used to be a part of Japan.
Yeah.
Is that like
There's things that you just don't say. Yeah, especially if you're on the world stage doing an analyst job for NBC, just like, hey, why don't you just like not say
Or
that?
talk about the sports. Don't talk about like their.
It's like the NBC's the same people. I don't know if it was the Summer Olympics 2 years ago where they were like, and here's the team from Madagascar, based off of the hit animated movie Madagascar. And it was just like, what are you doing?
Like, you're putting so much money into this. Have a fucking team of interns just draft up bullet points of things to say when it gets quiet.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Korea Times reported Sunday that the network had planned to use Ramo for other Olympic events, but they fired him. It was possible for him to do more with us here, but that is no longer possible. So Ramo made the thoughtless comment after noting that Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was in attendance.
Yeah. That's all you got to say. Hey, if you're going to talk about it, be like, hey, isn't it great that all these people are here? Japan, Korea, not the friendliest history, but here they
Meanwhile,
are.
they're like lapping up the North Korean stuff. They're just like, look,
Oh, yeah.
isn't it cute that
They're
they're
just
here?
like us. They got 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ugh.
We should let them have the nukes.
That missile could definitely hit South Korea. That's all I'm saying.
The other thing that made some controversy, and we'll get to it because it's a big controversy online. But first, see, that's how you get people to stay through these ad reads.
Nice.
We have some sponsors for this live show, and we thank them very much because it is what makes this whole thing possible. Dylan, if you could put the little sponsored tag up there so the FTC will let us be. We will get started with the ad reads. Elliot, I will let you read the first one here, and we got another Google ad.
Oh, is it Google Cuber Charbers?
No, it's not.
Oh, good.
It's
was
actually
hard to read.
simpler. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this one I can get behind. So, what can your data tell you?
I don't know.
With Google Cloud Platform, use machine learning at scale to build better products. Google Cloud's AI provides modern machine learning services with pre-trained models and a service to generate your own tailored models. Our platform, their platform, is now available as a cloud service to bring unmatched scale and speed to your business applications. It predicts so your business can thrive. To learn more about Google Cloud Platform, go to g.co/getcloudai. That's g.co/GETCLOUDAI.
And we have links in the description as well if you want to support our sponsors. The second sponsor,
Thank you, guys.
if you don't need something for your cloud platform or your AI, our second sponsor might be able to help because it is Milo Wi-Fi, and they are another sponsor who has been coming back, and we love them very much for sponsoring the shows, making them happen. Wi-Fi dead zones are the worst. Movies keep buffering, music streaming cuts out, smart devices just won't work. Why spend all that money on devices if they don't work? Because of your Wi-Fi not going the distance. In comes Milo, a new distributed Wi-Fi system intent on making sure your Wi-Fi goes farther. Gaming in the basement? Covered.
Like, yeah, that's me.
Listening to a podcast in the yard? Covered. Streaming a movie in bed? Covered. Learn more at milowifi.com/ETC and save 10% by using code ETC.
I think I'm actually gonna check this out. I have a lot of bad spots because I live in the crawl space of my house.
Okay, yeah, like Harry Potter?
Yeah, basically.
Side note, a lot of people make the mistake you buy your router like when you're 25 and then you
never upgrade it?
Yeah, you never upgrade it. You're like, I already have a router. Bad idea.
Yeah.
and
You should stay
I'm paying for 300 down, yet I'm only getting 50.
Yeah, so definitely.
With Milo, setup is so easy. Just download the Milo app to your mobile device, and in just a few minutes, you'll have Wi-Fi everywhere. Green indicator lights let you know that things are working properly, and you're on your way to Wi-Fi nirvana. Don't compromise. Make sure the Wi-Fi you pay for reaches everywhere you need it to. milowifi.com/ETC. Our discount code that'll give you 10% off of your system is ETC. Also, link in the description. Now, let's get back into the show with a couple super chats really quick.
Yeah,
We
you
got a
gotta
couple
scroll up pretty
I'm
high.
scrolling up. Kakoa, who is always hanging out on me and Elliot's streams on Twitch. Thank you for everything you guys do. I always enjoy watching you guys. Keep it up. Thank you, Kakoa, for the $5.
Thank you.
Kusagari, $20.
Oh!
You just made yourself a producer.
Wow.
Hey guys,
the
I think
job.
the ETC team should cover the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo.
Yeah, they won't let us in. Like I said, the IOC is cutthroat. You can't even get a fucking camera in the room without signing
Your life away.
a blood oath.
Yeah, they said we'll do a way better job than NBC. I don't disagree with that. Much support from Oregon, where I'm guzzling gasoline as we speak. Going to the hospital now. Bye. Yeah, because they have to pump their own gas.
Oh,
now.
what do I do with all this gas? It looks just like water. I'm thirsty. Oh, God.
This gas smells delicious.
What do I do?
Ella Guarano, $5. How long before English is the official language of the Olympics, or do we just let the French have this one? Seems like a hassle anyway.
I mean,
It depends on what country you're watching in. They just do the telecast differently, which I think is fine.
I mean, I think French is still the official language of FIFA as well. This is it's because all these organizations started in the early 20th century when French was, for all intents and purposes, the
global language.
Lingua franca, as they say. Who gives a shit? I'm not in the fucking meetings.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that has to hire a translator.
Pro tip, if you want to learn a new language, I read this the other day on Reddit, if you could believe it or not. If you want to learn a new language, and I actually did this in Japan, if you're visiting a country, watch all of their children's programming.
Yeah.
Because they go through all of the necessities of language.
Yeah, it's really good.
And but they translate it into English for the children to learn English.
Oh.
So when I was watching the Japanese one, they were speaking in Japanese, but then going here's how you say bread, and they'll do it in Japanese and then do it in English.
Oh.
And then you can desperately want bread. In
Yeah,
Japan,
exactly.
you
It
know
smells
how-
delicious.
what's
Just
the
like gasoline. Bread and gasoline go together like peas and carrots.
Dip it
It's like
a
a
little
French
bit
dip.
of gas on my bread.
It's
Just put some oregano in that gasoline
Yeah.
and some cracked pepper, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I love it.
Matthew Miller, $5. Hey guys, good Monday afternoon, and we're going to get to that controversy, believe me. But everyone's supporting us right now, and this is fantastic.
This is fantastic.
Matthew Miller, $5. Hey guys, good Monday afternoon. Got to ask, do any of you guys use MoviePass? What do you think of it? He loves it, and that is not sponsored. He says, I haven't tried it yet. I like picking my own seat and going whenever I want. But for a lot of people, it is very beneficial.
I use it. I
You
have
do?
it. And during award season especially, I went every night that week. And especially in LA, one movie, you're already making $7.50 that month. And
Yeah.
right now it's $8 and you get a Fandor subscription. So I totally think it's worth it. I think there will come a critical mass point where they can't support it
They're
unless
already
they're really selling
certain
ads.
theaters are refusing.
The really popular AMCs in LA don't use it right now. I go to the Americana in Glendale, and that's like a Pacific, so it's fine for me.
Yeah.
I know that its time is ending, but I'm willing to ride it out.
Yeah, I think for movies like Black Panther or Avengers
Yeah,
or something like that, it's like
you can't
you're
go
not going to be
night
able
of.
to go opening night, stuff like that.
The biggest thing for me is geography. Like the ArcLight is literally the closest theater to me. Well, it's not the closest.
Closest best one.
Yeah, the closest to me is LA Live, but
Yeah.
you got to pay like $20 to park there. So like, fuck that.
Kevin Cappy, $5. You guys always wear shirts of bands I love, especially you, Ricky. I'm curious, what's your history when it comes to punk music or bands that I enjoy?
So what's your history?
Really briefly, since you paid for the question, I'll answer it, but we'll get to that controversy.
Normally I would say fuck you and move on.
No, I grew up, I think, much like a lot of people my age, I got really into punk bands through
90s punk, baby. Epitaph Records.
Epitaph's Punkorama compilations, which would give you
Short
25
songs for short
tracks.
people.
Yeah, 25 tracks of every band on their many rosters
Yeah.
that you could listen to, and it was like $5 because it was basically promotional material. Victory Records a long time ago used to do those. It was basically all compilation stuff because back then there wasn't a real discovery mechanism for underground
It
bands.
was really good for that. Yeah, I had like every volume of the Epitaph. What did they call it?
Punkorama.
Yeah, Punkorama.
Yeah.
I had like every volume of that. I found a lot of bands.
Yeah, I
through
think
that.
the one that I remember the most is it had a kid that was beat up on the front. It said straight out of the pit. He had, like black eyes and his head all taped up. That was a really, really good one. Victory Records compilations. There's like basically every label after Epitaph set the standard was doing that. Roadrunner Records, all these indie labels. So
Now
that was a
they're
really
all
good way to
bankrupt.
figure out stuff back then. Now it's easy.
Epitaph's like a hip hop label now, right?
They do hip hop, yeah.
Yeah.
They do some hip hop.
I mean, smart. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do a lot of indie stuff. They have their indie label that actually has a lot of really good artists on it. I can't remember the name of it right now. Yeah, I mean, now it's go on Spotify and look at related artists. I've been listening. I wear the shirt a lot, and that's because I like the band a lot. I've been listening to a lot of Red Fang recently, which is like, feels more like, it's way more accessible. It almost teeters on dad metal, and that's why I like it, because like the vocals are really accessible, but the guitars shred.
Yeah.
So I love that. Yeah. It's a little less theatrical than Ghost.
I'm all about that dad rock.
So I'm not super into punk, but I went through a punk phase because of Sunset Overdrive, because the soundtrack was all punk.
That was like 2 years
Yeah, that was
ago.
like 3 years ago. What are you doing?
Yeah, but it's just like,
Oh, and the Tony Hawk soundtracks, obviously.
Oh
Yeah.
That's the first time I heard the Dead Kennedys was on
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah.
Melvins, Misfits, and look, everybody look this up. Lupe Fiasco did a punk band called Japanese Cartoon, and it rocks hard. Like, go and look it up. It's great. Look it up. Look it up. I want them to do more stuff.
Look it up. Yeah, it was funny because I got into like punk and cool music later. In middle school, I was literally into Marilyn Manson and Korn and Tool.
Just typical teen.
And I still love all of those bands. But
Yeah.
I totally like went through that phase of like, oh yeah, I was totally lame. But still, Tool Anemia is one of the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah, Tool's-
And Deftones is, I think I've settled on it throughout the history of me saying this. Whenever anyone asks what the best band of all time is, Deftones, because they've never put out a bad record.
That's bold.
Deftones is the best band of all time. Let's get to,
Everclear.
We got so many fucking super chats.
I know everyone's being very gracious
Yeah,
today with the
holy
super
shit,
chats.
look at all these
Paul
donates.
Cruz, $5. Baba Booey. Howard Stern's penis. JC Garcia, thanks ETC for everything. Found out as a friend I worked with a while ago that watched the ETC also through an Asa Butterfield reference. Can't believe it's not Butterfield.
Yeah, he told me that on my stream
Yeah.
the other day. That he was like, I don't know. He used the term "Little Asa Butterfield" at work, and
Yeah.
his friend was like,
Watch
"Wait, do
ETC.
you watch ETC?" He was like, "Yeah, man, been
Tell all
watching
your
for
friends
years."
to subscribe.
And they hugged.
C Kazoo, $50.
Wow.
Oh, you own the show now. You're a
Executive,
shareholder.
executive producer. So you better go tell your friends to subscribe because you
own the show.
own the show.
You might
own
lose
the
that
show.
money forever.
Thanks for all the content. You guys are keeping me entertained during a slow work day. Thank you very much, C Kazoo. Big Chop 53. Last time I saw Brandon, I got a 10-minute ban on Twitch for making a joke about his low-hanging nipple.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Who bans you 10 minutes for that?
Twitch has new rules.
Yeah, to be fair, I do have really low nipples.
You were being a titty streamer.
Yeah,
as
I
they
guess
say.
I was. I guess I was.
You should have been
Gooby.
banned.
Also
Deftones is the greatest
very-
band of all time. First line I heard. Great.
Very sensitive as well.
So, the controversy. The controversy.
Yeah.
BuzzFeed,
Uh-oh.
in all their glory, decided it would be a great idea to post this story and image collection.
Oh, good.
I want to know what you think about this, Brandon and
Yeah.
Elliot.
I haven't checked BuzzFeed in.
11 men's luge bulges that all deserve gold medals. And that is not a parody account.
No.
That is an actual link
Yeah.
that goes to
Yeah.
a thing where they show off the bulges of male luge competitors.
I mean, okay. On the one hand, when stuff like Cosmopolitan does shit like this, it's like totally just like double standard bullshit because they're like 1 minute they're like stop objectifying women, and the next minute they're like look at these hunks and their big dicks. With BuzzFeed, it's like I don't know if I'd need to. I don't know. Like I think it's funny.
It is funny. But like the obvious controversy is that like would they, and that's the other thing like where you're talking about with Cosmopolitan, it's like would they post 11 female luge competitors camel toes?
Yeah, I mean if I was one of these Olympians, I'd been training my whole life.
This is their moment in the sun.
It would be pretty fucking frustrating.
It
to
depends
see
on
that
the
everyone's
bolt
just talking about my
size,
fucking
right?
dick.
Well, but if you
Well,
got
it
a
also
good
goes
dick,
into aerodynamics too.
Yeah.
So if you got a big dick,
it's like a fin. You
you
know
got a
what I
big
mean?
dick like all of us have because we need the big dick
Yeah.
toilet.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some drag. You're gonna get some drag
That
on
old
that
dick drag.
Yeah, dick drag is a very precise science when you're talking about luging.
You got to factor that into the math.
Yeah, and then like if they did the camel toe things, it's like that. Who knows if that's an air pocket or not? I'm not a scientist. I have no idea.
The thing about this is when you get into the discussion of it's like, okay, yes, if they flipped this, it would be bad. But it's the idea that like, if you're one of those groups of people that has not been historically disenfranchised, then it is okay to knock you down a little bit. So it gets into that argument where because it is men and it hasn't been like a proven track record.
But we've had this problem with BuzzFeed before too, and all things considered, BuzzFeed does a lot of, and I hate saying this, and it comes from them evolving as a company. BuzzFeed does do good work sometimes.
Yeah,
BuzzFeed's
BuzzFeed's kind of
news
taken
team.
aback by
BuzzFeed
that.
News is actually they
it's
hire
pretty good.
good journalists and stuff like that. What they post when it talks about stuff like this is fluff that gets you into the site to keep you there looking at stuff, and then maybe you'll learn something about North Korea bombing us.
Yeah, that's the last
But
one.
if you're going to position yourself in a way where you're constantly attacking one race or gender or whatever it is, and then doing the opposite all the time, it actually draws back from that credibility. And I think that's what this does more than anything.
Right.
So-
It's my problem with this is exactly what you said. I think that people can take a joke, and I think that us coming down on them for this is not, we're not doing that because then we couldn't make fun of anything in general anyway. Like we have to let people make fun of whatever. But I do feel bad that these people worked their entire lives, sacrificed their entire lives to become these top of the line athletes who
And
are
this is what's
competing
being talked
in the
about?
biggest moment of their entire life, only to see their fucking dick bulges on a website being made fun of or being like, oh, look at that guy's dick.
I mean, like, honestly, the best.
Yeah.
So the way they're framing this, they could have easily avoided this controversy because, like, I'm sure people on Twitter, like individuals, were just being like, check out these bulges, and then like, all they could have said is like, people on Twitter are freaking out about these
instead
bulges.
they're the ones-
but they're doing this like this is a first-person thing instead of a third. person.
That
and
guy
it's
has a
not-
moose knuckle.
And it's not a commentary, right? There's no aspect of like.
It's just like, don't act like you're too good for this.
Yeah.
Here's because you're not.
Okay, so there's nothing that is like remotely addressing kind of, because if there's a way you could do this and make a commentary about what they're doing, but it seems like they're not.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just mocking it basically.
Yeah.
We
God
get
damn it.
some super chats to get
Respect
to.
the bulge.
That's what I say. Hashtag respect the bulge.
Respect the bulge.
Respect the bulge. And then I saw in the Twitch chat, hashtag all bulges matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel Ingram, I bought that bleach mug from y'all and have gotten nothing but backhanded compliments about it.
Great.
Love it. Keep up the good work, boys. Always good.
ETCmerch.com.
ETCmerch.com. Get your bleach mug. Put some Tide Pods in it.
Yeah.
$5 from Miss Recordia. Damn it, you're lucky. I love Lupe Fiasco.
He's the best rapper of our generation.
DC Stranded, $2. I love that Radioactive song by Lupe's band.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He has a song that it's not.
Radioactive.
It's not that radioactive, but it's like it's
the
it's
only
on
radioactive
his
song.
Japanese cartoon band. It's really good.
Cocoa, $10. Had to donate more for Ricky mentioning my favorite Punkorama CD. Yeah, the one with the kid all beat up on the front. I think it's like number 5. It's called Straight Out of the Pit.
I don't know what happened to all my fucking CDs from my youth. I
Threw them
gotta.
away. My mom takes stuff to Goodwill without asking.
Yeah, I mean, like
that's
my
upsetting.
parents moved out of their old house into a house like half as small,
Their new forever home.
and I'm sure they just like dumped entire rooms full of shit in the trash.
There were some other news tidbits here, but it doesn't matter. Let's get into the Q&A. We got a lot of questions. We're probably gonna have to film a separate Q&A as a podcast because we got a lot of good questions. Like usually it's like
that'd be easy to shoot.
yeah,
It's not a whole lot of work.
the questions
answer
are always
questions.
like they're
Beautiful.
usually like good, but we've answered them before. There was a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I saw some good because we waited. We haven't done one in a while.
Yeah. And if you put a super chat in, we'll answer those questions as we've been doing all day as well.
Of course.
First off the bat, I think this would be a good one for it'd be a good one for Nick, but he's not here, and we can answer it.
Is he still getting over his Philadelphia hangover from going to
I
that
think
parade?
so. Yeah, he's still wiping the Crisco.
Fly,
Fair weather
Eagles,
fan.
fly.
Yeah. From Alex DeHart at the Allspice, I'm an aspiring film director. Do you have any tips or tricks for living in LA?
Oof.
Don't move
don't.
here. Wait till you get established with some kind of indie credibility before you ever come to LA, unless you're literally coming here and you have money to survive.
Honestly, do the strategy that pretty much every successful solo YouTuber has done is build up your fucking career at home.
Yeah.
Like while it's cheap, and especially like it's nice to be a big fish in a small pond. Especially like if you can get your friends and family to like help you out with shooting stuff, and then go from there.
I would say
Build up your reel and your resume while it's cheap.
Yeah.
Don't like you're gonna get to LA and be like, hey, who wants to help me shoot? And everyone's just like,
no one wants to do anything.
are you gonna either you gotta pay me, or you gotta give me
Either
something.
do it when you're young and you have nothing to lose, or build it at home. I would say that realistically, if you wanted to get your foot in the door and move your way up in a business sense and start out somewhere that's better than LA, I would say Atlanta, Georgia,
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana. A lot of places in the South are burgeoning film economies. Specifically, Atlanta and New Orleans for film. Because they need a lot of production people there.
Yeah.
But they have to usually fly in a lot of people from LA, give them temporary housing and stuff like that. Like, think about how many shows are filmed and movies are filmed in Georgia.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead has like held up Georgia's economy for years. There's a thing called Film Georgia.
Yeah.
I know that one specifically because Dana's from there. I lived there for a little while. But that is a great place to start because you can get in on the ground floor and work your way up, and then if you want, transfer to Los Angeles. Also, it is dirt cheap to live there, and in a lot of places like
literally
that.
like right now, especially right now, if you'd asked me this question like 4 years ago, I would say differently. But like, do not move to LA right now. There's nowhere to fucking live.
It's all too expensive.
Way too expensive. Like I literally, hopefully there's a crash coming, but I literally can't move.
Yeah. Same. I had no idea what I would do.
If I were to move, I would have to move like 10 miles outside of the city if I wanted to keep paying the same price that I'm paying just because I moved in before the rent went up.
Yeah.
Like, it is a bad fucking time to move here.
But yeah, it's a good tip would be go to look online at where your favorite Atlanta is cheap if you don't live directly in the city and comparatively to LA.
Yeah.
Look at where some of your favorite things are actually filmed, and whose city is at the end of the credits, and reach out to those production companies with a reel and see if they need any like PA work or anything like that. Like hit the ground running if you're young.
Yeah.
That's a great way to do it. That is easier. And LA is flooded too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
That's my biggest point is like LA is not the place to break in.
Yeah.
There's just too many there are thousands of people with that exact same goal in mind. And
Yeah.
like it's just a lot harder to get your foot even in the door.
And Sir Hunt's Reviews. I mean, you can look it up on Zillow, housing prices in Atlanta versus LA.
Yeah. I'm sure Atlanta's like not cheap, but I'm sure you can get a studio apartment for less than $1,600.
Yes. And a starter home in LA is $750,000.
Yeah.
Atlanta, $200,000.
Yeah.
For a
they don't
real
really
nice house.
compare.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that, like, I think, especially if you want to be a director, you're just gonna have to try to get on a lot of film sets, work your way up. Like, I was kind of fortunate. I went to USC, so I know a lot of people that are exactly on that path. And I think, especially first, work on a lot of film sets.
Yeah.
And things are gonna be starting low budget music videos and low budget PSAs. There's a lot of PSAs that hardly have any money, but they're willing to use lower directors because if you're in the DGA, you're getting $14,000 a day. They can't pay that for PSAs and stuff like that. So start there. They'll generally be more open to random ideas and stuff like that.
It's a great point that you bring up music videos because I can think of 4 people directly off the top of my head who literally went to bands that they'd enjoyed and had made stuff for smaller bands or had done skate videos or had just been messing around in After Effects and approaching those bands and being like, hey, I know you don't have a lot of budget for a music video. Can I do something special for you? Here's like something I wrote based off of this song or anything like that. That's a great way to get started. Because bands are always looking for that. And especially if you can, by luck, direct a music video for a band that eventually becomes huge, that's always going to be your music video. That's yours, and that is a great thing to have on your reel. Plus, it gives you the ultimate creative freedom because in the long run, it's not as detrimental as a movie or a TV show, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Also, commercials pay really well, so that's what a lot of directors do, even in between bigger movies. Like a lot of big directors actually just shoot commercials because they pay so well.
Davidas G. Kroners 50. Ooh, remembered an important question stuck in my head for years. In most EU countries, you have a license or a private school. Norway, $2,000 and above. I don't understand what that means.
I don't. Is that a question?
I don't. You'd have to rephrase it, Davidas. Chris Sarils, $25. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Chris. You're a producer now. Put it on your resume.
You got the job.
Nick Sand, 25. Lupe, probably the most underrated lyricist of the last 15 years. But I don't think I would call him best rapper overall. Still a big fan.
His beats need work. But
it's a good one for Brandon here because I think we've talked about this on Tugs a lot. And if you're not following the Party Time channel, you haven't seen Tugs, but
get your ass over there.
At Poke Trainer Zach, what do you guys think of the Nintendo Switch?
I think it was the exact right move at the right time for Nintendo. I think it's really arcing it into a portable system. Most people play it portably is what they needed to do. Essentially, if you saw their bylines, they saw that like the Wii U wasn't doing well and the 3DS had just started to really dive. So really combining that, putting all their forces behind.
But the DS was a monster for them for a decade.
It was, and even the 3DS sold really well. But I think eventually in our mind share, the idea of having separate devices starts to go away with tablets and all that. Like the fact that our phones are so powerful.
Tablets really fucking disappeared.
And now tablets are kind of disappearing. But the Switch, it was great for Nintendo. They also they gave people what they didn't for a long time. They started super strong within the first year. We've gotten an amazing Mario, an amazing...
I think there's over 1,000 games now?
Yeah, and really courting that Switch audience for a lot of those indie titles that just work better on a portable scale. I think it was super smart of them to do.
After playing Doom on PC, and I finally beat it on Ultraviolent yesterday. Nice. That was a frustrating game to beat.
Yeah, I bet.
Doom is on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like, it is, and I understand that it doesn't have a lot of power, especially in portable mode, but the fact that you can play Doom on an airplane or play any number of games that were strictly for PC or console on a bus, on an airplane, at school, on your lunch break, anything like that, like that is what I like about it the most. And then they have those big heavy hitters that you want to plug it in for, like Mario, Odyssey, Zelda, and other stuff. I think that that stupid Punch game was a real misfire, but aside from that.
Yeah, I mean, unless if you're one of those just fucking ultra settings elitists, like, it sucks. But I mean, for the most part, if you like playing games in extremely convenient ways, I think it's brilliant. Like Nintendo, I mean, pretty much since like the late 90s, their whole strategy has been like, don't be like the competition, like set yourselves apart. And
they couldn't compete with PlayStation.
The Wii U kind of like, the Wii U had some great ideas, but it just didn't. It wasn't different enough. It didn't set itself apart enough. And this one, I think it's brilliant. It still has a ton of issues. Like they need to fix multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer, voice chat, and their online stuff.
That's not even coming until like September, right?
It's a big problem.
Because like once you can have like basically like a LAN party sitting around a fucking breakfast table. Like,
Yeah.
that'll be huge.
I also think
They
it
come out
needs
with
a,
Payday as well, and that's like a thing that
really?
relies on multiplayer.
Yeah.
So it's-
Yeah, I think they need a not a full redesign, but like you know how like the PSP and everything gets like a second level. I think the second level should make it more portable because I still think I don't think they expected everyone to like exactly always play
I think
portable.
it's fine as a portable. I've never had a single problem with
I just
it.
think there could be some tweaks to make it better in that regard, and I think that's what we'll see on the next whatever version
Well,
of it.
I think personally, I think that they should wait as long as possible to redo the Switch, as long as possible, because the only thing I can see them improving on with the Switch is beefing up the graphical capabilities.
I'm sure that's what they'll do.
And that's what I'm saying is like I don't want them to rush, like how it went from like the Xbox One to the One S to the
To the
whatever
X.
the X, or like the PlayStation to the Pro.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, those are pretty good graphical upgrades, but like the Switch needs to like boom come out with something, and you are playing Doom on ultra
Yeah.
settings
Yeah.
or whatever. But like even
tough.
I played Skyrim on a plane, and it looked incredible.
That's great.
Incredible. Way better than I thought
I
it would look.
love that. Also, I'd play Binding of Isaac all the time.
Yeah,
Really
that's
bad.
that's my most played game is Binding of Isaac. I have like 90 hours into it.
I think
So
that guy clarified
good.
his question.
Okay, here we go. Devidas, remember reporting president, in most EU countries, you have to take a driver's license. You have to take driver's license at private school, has to be state approved. Norway, $2,000 above. How is it in U.S.?
Yeah,
just
you
go to the DMV.
Well, you have to go to driving school. Actually, I don't know if you have to go to driving school. Actually, is it?
Are they?
I know I did. Yeah, no, I think you have to log like 20 hours with an instructor or something like that, which is just like a week-long school thing.
When I did,
And then you take the test.
when I did it, it was you went in and you took a written test to get your permit, which means that you could drive with a parent.
Yeah.
And then you drove for a year with a parent, and then you took the actual driving test at the DMV to get your license. But you could do, it was like a 10-hour course online to get a discount on your insurance for being a 16-year-old.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm remembering now. So yeah,
I guess it makes sense.
if you're over 18, you don't have to do it. But if
Yeah.
you're between 16 and 18, you have to do what's called like behind the wheel driving school.
Yeah.
Because kids are
Oh,
fucking
I did
stupid.
it at high school.
Yeah.
Our high school had one, so I got that
Yeah.
off of it. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
Uh,
of public high schools have it. So
Also,
that's good.
and that might be the EU has weird laws on motorcycles, way stricter than the United States. So maybe they're talking about that. Here, you pretty much go take a test. I did the driving school for motorcycles because it's basically just teaches you the basics, which I
Yeah.
already knew, but it gives you the ability to not do the test at the DMV, and it gives you a discount on
Oh,
your
yeah.
insurance as well. In the EU, the motorcycle driving stuff is extremely strict. You have to do like a certain amount of hours. You have to pay a certain amount of money. You have to
Do a
literally,
wheelie.
you have to do like 4 stages of expertise.
I'm okay with that. Motorcycles are fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
I was reading something recently where it's just like all of the U.S.'s motorcycle laws are just like
You don't even have
really
to,
antiquated. Like they never get updated when car safety things get
Yeah.
upgraded. Like the motorcycle ones just stay the same.
in Florida, you don't have to wear a helmet.
Yeah, I know. Wear a
That-
fucking helmet if
Yeah.
you're riding a
If
motorcycle.
you're going over 5 miles an hour, you should probably wear a helmet.
Wear a fucking helmet.
People
just
slip
had-
on ice and die
Also,
hitting their heads.
don't wear shorts on a motorcycle. I see that shit.
Uh.
The term in the community, which I am not a part of, is squid.
Yeah.
Because if you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt and you get into any sort of accident,
You're-
your body is going to look like a squid on the highway.
I'm still waiting to like have my bike sent out. I'm actually going home to ride it this weekend in Florida though.
You gonna wear a helmet?
I'm incredibly nervous about driving in LA. I'll probably end up getting like a hitch and like taking it to the mountain and then
Yeah.
like riding it around somewhere else. But I don't want to die. Kind of like
Yeah.
living.
I mean, like if you go out like early, like 7 a.m. on like a Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday, take streets, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like people riding motorcycles on LA freeways. I'm just like, God damn. Like,
Yeah, it makes me nervous,
So
especially when they go like
risky.
you're supposed to only go 15 miles an hour faster if
Yeah,
you're lane
zoom.
splitting, but they're going like 70.
Yeah, I mean, even in a car, like literally every day driving to work, someone almost like kills me.
Yeah.
And I'm in a car.
My dad entered my bike into its first competition yesterday, and it got first place.
Wait, what was the
It's
competition?
like a dog show for bikes.
Beauty show?
Yeah, yeah.
Beauty pageant for
Yeah,
Do they
motorcycles?
check
there
out
was a big
the,
festival,
the
and
balls?
he entered it, and it got first place. And we're
Oh.
entering it on Saturday when I'm home or Friday night when I'm home.
So you gonna mount the trophy to the back?
Yeah, no, it's just like a plaque, but
The ribbon on the front?
I'll be at the Thunder by the Bay Festival in Florida on Friday and Saturday.
Wait,
showing
so
off my
what are they
bike.
judging? Like,
The build quality and the look.
oh, because Joe built this?
My dad built it because he's a genius and I am not, but I sent money every month. And then
You're like paying child support.
Well, so it was harder at first, and then my car burned down, so I didn't have a car payment, so I was able to send the car payment money for it anyway.
I think there was one more chat.
Yeah, I had Yo hopes my 20 Swedish kroner will save you from Norik Mushi. Thank you very much for that. And then we'll do one more question before we get out of here. Let's see. Connor Hedevan, what sort of guitar does Elliot play? / what effects does he use?
What effects?
Like you do pedals, I would
Oh,
assume.
yeah. I have 2 guitars. The one I play, my more recent one that I play the more is it's a Epiphone Sheraton, which is a semi-hollow and is sort of based around the Gibson like ES335 sort of body. So it's semi-hollow, a lot of sustain, but it's also a little less clean compared to my other guitar, which is a Stratocaster American-made, which is and you can play a lot more clean with that. And for effects, I have my favorite is the Electro Harmonix Memory Boy.
Nice.
It's a delay pedal that you can tap a tempo into, so you can get some like really you can do some really cool shit with delays that are set to the time. For my drive, I have an Ampeg. God, I don't even know the name of it. It's a pretty obscure pedal, but it's a nice fuzz drive. Then I have a Boss. Use a Boss
He's a real
chorus.
gearhead.
Yeah.
And a Boss compressor. Those are just basic tools. Electro Harmonix Pog is a great. It's an octave generator, so you can generate an octave below and an octave above, and you can do some cool shit with that. And yeah, I think that's it. That's
The second question from Connor was, what does my tattoo inside of my lip say? It says sweet tea and has 2 arrows pointing back towards my throat.
Wait, what? You have lip tattoos?
Oh, was that Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Chick-fil-A, you want that sweet tea, it's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Love
I
sweet
would
tea.
think like
I don't drink it anymore. It's too bad for you.
Yeah, no, it's real bad. They put
I loved it when I was young.
Like, so
Yeah, no, it was
I'm
amazing.
surprised it's still that clear because I know if you get like tattoos on your palms, like they just
My skin
fall
holds really
off.
well because this was supposed to fall out too.
Yeah, like my girlfriend got a tattoo on like one of her fingers, and it's like halfway gone, and that was like 6 months ago. She's like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to get it touched up every day or every year for the rest of my life. I'm like, yeah, maybe just let it fall off.
I had a tattoo on my penis, and that's worn away.
Oh man, that's
From
too
all
much.
the-
Getting too
all
much
the
work.
All the friction.
Getting too much work.
Now it's on this.
That tattoo's floating around inside some lucky woman.
And then one last one, really quick one. Are we going to do another marathon charity live stream? And I think we'll probably do one before the end of March.
Yeah, when's Extra Life's like twice a year, right?
Yeah, but we can just do it whenever. We can pick a charity and
It's true.
do it through
You
Extra
don't have
Life.
to. Yeah.
So I think we'll probably do one by the end of this month or by the end of next month for sure.
We should do it for Best Friends, the animal shelter.
Yeah. Transelda, I do agree. McDonald's straight up stole the recipe for sweet tea from Chick-fil-A, so
Yeah.
it is actually pretty good.
They
mean,
even
it's
use
just
a
like half
styrofoam
sugar.
cup. Like
Yeah.
McDonald's just like randomly, they're just like, yeah, we're gonna use a styrofoam cup just to fuck with your head. And also that same year, that was like the Olympics of like 2008. They stole the Chick-fil-A sandwich. They found out that year that Chick-fil-A was expanding to the West Coast, and McDonald's came out with an exact replica of the Chick-fil-A sandwich and the sweet tea.
Yeah.
Ruthless.
Yeah. Well,
That Ray Kroc.
to make sweet tea, you need an entire bag of sugar.
Yeah, just
And then like 17 Lipton iced tea bags, and you just mix them up, boil it up, and it's great because it's literally liquid sugar.
it's a lot healthier than drinking that soda pop.
No, it's liquid
Blurp.
sugar.
It's fantastic. I grew up on that in the South, man.
Yeah, that's why I got the tattoo for because that's what I drank growing up, and now it's like, I love it. Whenever I go to like Chick-fil-A or something, I'll get it.
but
I,
not
I
a
drink like
daily
half of
thing.
it. I'm like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Metalingus94, $10 late to the stream, but take my money.
You got it, Mel.
We got a lot of good questions on our Q&A this time around, so we'll gather up the ones we didn't answer here and a couple more. If you want, go check our Twitter for information on that. Ella, if you are going to be at that festival this weekend, hit me up on Twitter. I'll try to stop by and say hi. Yeah. Brum, brum, brum. So submit some more questions to the Q&A tweet if you want to. Thank you for joining us, Brandon. And
anytime.
if you could put the sponsor tag up, we got to say thanks to the sponsors one more time.
Yeah.
Here comes the sponsor tag, presumably.
Here it comes.
Thank you so much to Milo Wi-Fi for sponsoring the show. Before we go, we want to remind you about the new distributed Wi-Fi system that supercharges your network and extends your Wi-Fi coverage to the farthest recesses of your home. If your home is full of dead zones, Milo is here to help. With Smart Seek technology, Milo makes sure your Wi-Fi is strong where you need it most. Systems start at only $129, so visit milowifi.com/ETC and use our discount code ETC. That's going to give you 10% off of your purchase. Thank you very much for joining us today. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/ETC_show. Elliot, what's your Twitch?
Elliot ETC. It's the same as my Twitter.
Mine is It's Ricky for the win, ITS, Ricky FTW.
B Winfrey's across everything.
He's on playing Overwatch with me. So
yeah, I play.
there you
Overwatch.
go. Two birds, one stone. Thank you guys. Brandon, can you dance us off, please?
Absolutely.
We're going straight to the wild, wild.
Look at that. It's all about the hip action, right?
Yeah.
Because dancing is about the hips.
MIBs.
Because it's like, I'm a good mate.
It's the MIB. Cut the feed.